By the next week, everything had settled into a pattern, a dangerous one. In public, nothing had changed. Isabella remained composed, focused, precise in meetings. She spoke when necessary, never more than required. To anyone watching, she was exactly what she had always been: professional, distant, controlled, and Adrian, untouchable, cold in meetings, sharp with decisions. Unreadable. No one would have guessed that behind closed doors, that distance disappeared, that a single glance across the room could hold meaning, that silence between them wasn't empty. It was chosen. "You're too calm," Adrian said one evening, standing near her desk after hours. Isabella didn't look up immediately. "I'm consistent." "That's not the same thing." Now she looked at him. "And what would you prefer? That I make it obvious?" A faint shift crossed his expression. "I'd prefer that you don't pretend it means nothing." Her gaze held his for a second longer than necessary. "I'm not pretending," she said quietly. "I'm protecting it." That answer stayed with him longer than he expected. Vanessa Clark arrived on a Monday morning, and within hours, she was noticed, not because she tried to blend in, but because she didn't. Confident, direct, intentional in the way she carried herself. She spoke like someone who expected to be heard, and moved like someone who already believed she belonged there. By the second day, she had mapped the office. By the third, she had identified Adrian, and she didn't hesitate. "Mr. Cole," she said one afternoon, stepping into his office without uncertainty. "I'd appreciate your feedback on this." Her tone was professional, but her presence lingered longer than necessary. Adrian didn't look up immediately. "Send it through your department." "I already did." A pause. "I thought this might require more direct attention." Now he looked at her, measured, brief. "Then you'll get a response." That should have been enough. For most people, it would have been. But Vanessa wasn't most people. She smiled slightly. "I'll follow up." Across the floor, Isabella saw enough to understand. Not everything, but enough. And something about it unsettled her, in a way she didn't expect. Not because she doubted him, but because she understood her. Vanessa wasn't subtle, and subtlety wasn't required to create damage. "You don't like her?" Adrian's voice was low when he appeared beside Isabella's desk later that day. She didn't look up. "She's new." "That's not what I asked." A quiet exhale. "Then, she's interested in you." No hesitation. No avoidance, just truth. Adrian's response was immediate. "I'm not interested in her." That should have settled it, but it didn't, because interest wasn't the only variable that mattered. Perception was, and perception, once created, was harder to control. Vanessa didn't push harder. She adjusted, and somehow, that made her more dangerous. She stayed visible, present in the right conversations, close enough to be noticed, never far enough to be forgotten. And she watched, carefully, too carefully, because it didn't take long for her to notice what others missed: the timing, the glances, the silence that lingered too long between two people who were supposed to be nothing more than colleagues. She didn't confront it, she confirmed it. The mistake wasn't obvious. It never is. It was small, a door that closed too quickly, a moment that lasted too long, a lapse in distance. And for someone already looking, that was enough. That night, the office was nearly empty, the kind of silence that made everything feel more private than it actually was. Isabella stepped into Adrian's office without knocking. "You need to handle this," she said. Adrian looked up, calmly. "Handle what?" Her patience thinned slightly. "You know exactly what I mean." A pause, then he stood. "You think I'm encouraging her?" "I think she believes she has a reason to try, and that bothers you." Not a question. She met his gaze directly. "Yes." That honesty shifted something instantly. He stepped closer. "She doesn't have a chance." Her voice lowered. "That's not the problem." "Then what is?" "She doesn't know that." Silence. "Then maybe she should." What happened next wasn't planned. It wasn't calculated. It was the same pull that had been building between them for weeks, and this time, neither of them stepped back fast enough. The moment blurred, distance collapsed. Not careless, but not careful enough either. And just outside that moment, Someone was watching. Vanessa stood quietly in the dim hallway, her phone steady in her hand. She didn't need everything, just enough. A moment out of context, a frame that could be interpreted. That was all it took. She lowered the phone slowly and smiled. Morning came like any other, until it did in single quotes T.T exactly 9:12 am. The first message appeared. No sender. No explanation, just a file, and a caption. Professionalism at its finest. It spread instantly. Phones buzzed, conversations stopped mid-sentence, eyes shifted, and within minutes, the narrative had already formed, not from truth, from assumption. Isabella felt it before she saw it. The silence when she walked in, the way conversations paused, the way people looked at her, then quickly looked away. Her phone vibrated. She opened it, watched, and something inside her went completely still. It wasn't explicit, but it didn't need to be. It suggested enough, implied enough, distorted enough. She planned it. I knew something was off. That's how she moved up so fast. The whispers weren't quiet anymore. They didn't need to be. Because once people believed a story, they rarely questioned it. Isabella didn't react immediately. She didn't defend herself, didn't explain. She just stood there for a moment, then turned and walked out, not rushing, not breaking, just leaving. Adrian saw it seconds later. His expression didn't change, but the room around him did. Who did this? His voice was calm, too calm. No one answered, because no one needed to. Everyone already suspected. No one would say it. Of course he found her outside. You don't get to leave like this, he said. She turned slowly, not broken, but no longer the same. They've already decided what this is, she said, quietly. That doesn't make it true. It doesn't have to be. That was the problem. Silence settled between them. Then, I won't stay somewhere I'm reduced to that, she added softly. That landed hard, because this time, it wasn't about them. It was about her, her dignity, her place, her choice. This isn't over, Adrian said. It is for me. You're walking away? She held his gaze steadily. I'm choosing myself, and this time, he didn't have a response strong enough to stop her. She resigned that day, not emotionally, not impulsively, formally, clearly, final. And when Isabella walked out of Blackridge Media, she didn't look back.